how I first found about the championships being canceled. We were actually at practice, and then, the TV was on, and these cancellations happening. And I looked at my coach and I was like, I wonder why they haven't, canceled ours yet. I find it weird, NCAA's all on the TV, NBA's on the TV. So we got some food. We went back to the hotel room, and I was doing some homework. And I actually started getting a bunch of text messages from my friends. They're like, Ashley, D1 was canceled. And then someone else found that D3 was canceled. And I'm over here like, yep, I'm just waiting for it. And then about 5 minutes later, knock, 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 knock at my door. I open the door, and my coach is there, and he's like, been canceled. And I was like, I know. So, initially, once he kind of confirmed it, I didn't really right away. I was like, okay, I kind of knew, I kind of expected it. So I was just like, I was like, okay. And then I closed the door and told my family, my friends, and they're like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you got to miss out on this season. I'm sorry, not the season, but the championships. I know you wanted this. And then I was like, I did want this. And then it started to hit. I sat in my hotel room bed, and I got really emotional. I got really emotional. I've been a part of athletics my entire life, since I was as young as I can remember. I remember, doing basketball at an early age. And, right there was how my athletic career ended. Not really how I imagined it, not how I wanted to go out, not how I kind of envisioned that. I came back this year as a fifth year to kind of chase that All-American title. I was right there. I was right there. So for that to happen, it was very rough. I'm just gonna say emotional to cover it appropriately, but it was rough. I'll just say that. After a while, we got back. We the next day, we were on the planes, and I was just hanging out with my coaches, and then I started to realize that, like, given the circumstances, at least that. I've been the opportunity to come here, and I've had my full 4 years. And granted, I didn't get that All-American title, but I knew my potential. I knew it could have happened. I knew based off any tens, I got a great award for any 10. So I did go out a great way. And that's something that I'll remember. It's interesting because last year for my outdoor season, I didn't feel like I had the best outdoor season. I remember for any 10s, I was projected to, do well in the discus. I was projected to be first. I projected to do well in the hammer. And, I let the nerves get the best of me. And I actually, what you call quote unquote choked. I didn't mean to choke, but obviously no one means to choke, but I didn't do well. And that kind of, it bothered me, it kind of, that rest of the season, it bothered me. Throughout the summer, it bothered me, coming on me. I didn't want to end that last season, not doing well, last events as a senior, especially when you are projected to win or, place top 3 or place top 2. And I feel like I have a trend of doing that. I'm this great athlete that can perform well in regular meets. And then when it comes to the high stake meets, I don't do well. And, the biggest reason too that I came back was because I wanted to prove that to my coaches, not to my coaches, but not only to my coaches, but to myself, that I can, be that athlete and get that title. And I have worked extremely hard. I pushed myself this year. My biggest thing was trying to get over 225 in the bench press. I got over 225. I wanted to squat, 385 in the squats. I did that. These were like little milestones that I was able to achieve along in that national championship, that final completion, that final closure. And so, yeah, when you get there, you travel there, you practice there, you see all the other athletes there. We're all in the same. We're all trying to, compete, get that All-American status. You don't really realize that, these things can happen. Obviously, all exterminating circumstances can happen. And so when it did, I know it's like, I don't know. It's like it's like that loading process when you get to 99% and then you don't get that percent right away, And I don't want to leave there. I don't want to leave here with that 99%, but I have to kind of envision that to be that 100% to get my closure, and for other athletes who are in my books to get that closure. As an athlete, I came here at SNHU, and initially, as everybody else, kind of nervous. We're nervous to start our college experience. Believe it or not, I was young athlete, never really wasn't sure if I wanted to track, wasn't sure about going to school in a completely different place. I was shy. I kept to myself, and it was rough in the beginning. But once I got settled with SNHU, the coaches, I met a lot of faculty. SNHU has kind of transformed me, and I'll go in more depth about this. But like I said, here I am. I started as a small young girl through my college experiences, and I meet these coaches, and they look at me like, hey, this girl has potential, and they make that known to me right off the bat that I have a lot of potential. And going to my practices, pushed me as I've been pushed before in college. I've been pushed before in high school. I've been pushed by my family. But this push right here was more of a push where like they instilled they knew that I had a lot of potential. And so they did it in ways to not destroy me, but they helped me. They put a lot of confidence in me. And as I grew up throughout the years, the institution itself has been amazing. The fact, even when I was in classes, the faculty has made themselves more than available to help me out, to assist me. The athletic department have done themselves. They have made themselves awesome. I know my friend Jaleesa, for example, she works in the athletic department, and she tells me right off the bat how hard the athletic department works to help athletes become better athletes, to help give them all the resources they need. Paula, for example, I heard about what he has done. For SNHU and providing those resources. And, as I look back and I reflect, I just feel thankful that I have been a part of that institution and been a part of that community, because I think this is the most welcoming and the most awesome community anyone can be part of. I used to tell jokes that, you'd hold a door for someone that's like a mile away, because it's just a part of that community that, you can go anywhere. You can be yourself. I've been in almost all the places at SNHU, and I've been in a pub, and it's just interesting how all of us feel comfortable and become who we are. And I can't say that for someone I don't know, but like I said, walking into the pub, you can see people when they're at that stage and they're dancing and they're laughing and they're telling jokes or whatever. Like, you can tell that they're comfortable, and that's that kind of community that SNHU has for itself. It's very giving. Like I said, I'll be sitting down watching TV and a new commercials comes on, and I'm like, wow, I'm in Connecticut. But we built a very good impression and a very reputation for our university. And I think we have, yes, we're here, but I think down the road too, when I'm not here 10 years from now, we will be greater than we are now, because that's just how much of a school we are. We aspire to be great. We don't just aspire to be normal. And like I said, I just think that program, everything, all the people, the students, the faculty are amazing. I wouldn't change that for the world.